Okay, so we have our cost categories defined, and now we will um, address a particular question. So the one we're going to think about is, does quality of the food differ across cost groups? So in general, we could think, well, does expensive food taste better? Seems like we might know the answer to this, but we're going to start with a null that there's no difference, and see if it's rejected. So I will be comparing means now. I'm comparing means across 4 different cost categories. And so I'll do that with our one-way ANOVA. Right, so we have a dependent list and a factor. So the dependent list, this is the variable which we're interested to see if it's different across groups. So quality of the food was the one we were interested in. Is food different across groups? And now we need our grouping variable. That we generated in Excel. We called it cost quartile. And we stick it in factor. Right, so we're looking at food across these 4 different groups. So, oops, here we go. So we have a, this is our within groups variance, and this is our between groups variance. So you can see we have quite a bit of variance within groups. So the cost category isn't explaining a lot of the variance in the quality of food, but it is explaining some. So the question is this a statistically significant amount of explanation going on? Can we reject the null that these groups, these 4 cost groups, are the same? And we can. So we have an F statistic of 8. Now, F's are harder to interpret than T's because the critical value depends on the degrees of freedom in both the numerator and the denominator. But this is the same. So we have a 0 significance level. Well, it's below 0.05. So we would reject the null that the quality of food is the same across cost categories. So it's different. Food quality is different if you pay more. So now it's your turn. So go ahead and using the same cost categories, figure out whether decor and whether service and whether the sum of all 3. So 3 additional variables: service, decor, and summated rating. Find whether those are different across cost category, and then the better question: between food service and decor, which variable varies most reliably across groups? So you're going to get an F statistic for food, an F statistic for decor, and an F statistic for service. And we want to know which is the biggest one. So which of those 3 has a ratio of within groups variance to between groups variance that is smallest, right? That has a very little within groups variance and a lot of between groups variance. And all right, so try it. So run those tests: service, decor, and summated rating, and see if they're different.